welcome. Today's card is going to be a continuation of using the Time Offline Card Kit of the Month, November 2022 from Spellbinders. I have this kit and I'm continuing to just use some of the materials with it because I do have it available. I'm just working my craft stash. I'm trying to get to some things that I didn't get to before. So this one, however, my last one was kind of a camping, fishing type theme. This one's is going to be like a happy camper type theme. So I've got this cute paper that came from the paper pack that I'm going to use, and I have to have a purple base because who I'm going to use this for I have to have purple. And then I like layering and having different colors, so I probably will use this as well. And these two sheets came in the card kit as well. And then I originally thought that I would like to use, you know, with the ephemera, there's different pieces. I've got them laying here, and I'm trying to lay my hand on them. This is what happens when your craft desk gets to be a mess. Hold on, let me grab them. Okay, well, they were laying right there in plain sight. So what I originally thought was that I would use this camper here, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm in the mood to do some stamping. And there is on the stamp kit this cute little it's a different style of a camper than this one, but I thought that would be cute because it might be fun to stamp that and then maybe do some coloring. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work with that stamp and some of these elements and put it together. We'll just see. I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. Here are some of the chipboard pieces that are available for it. And there is a little camper there that I could use, but I think I want to do some coloring. So I will use that stamp and we'll just start to get our elements together. I think the first thing I do is I'll lay these aside and I'll go ahead and get me a piece of white cardstock that I can stamp on. So we'll do that first. And I'll get my Misty here. Just lay these things aside for now and we'll grab them as we need them, if I can find them next time. So I'm just going to pull this stamp off. Oh, it's on there pretty snug. Wow. Okay. I have not used this particular stamp, so we'll need to kind of rough it up a little bit with my hand. My washi tape tore on there, and so it's making it hard to get off of there. I need to replace my washi tape. So I'm just going to put this in the middle. Now, I don't have a die to cut that out, so I will have to fussy cut it, which is not one of my favorite things, but we'll do it. The dies that came with this kit are like a little arch type window with some flowers and some mushrooms. So that's the dies that come with this particular kit, but we won't be using those today. But once I get this stamped, I will have to, like I said, fussy cut that out, which is not my favorite thing to do, but you got to work with what you've got, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to rub this pretty good, see if I can get all the bubbles out of it. I can see quite a bit of bubbles in there. So just rub that down pretty good. And then I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink and just try to get a really good stamp on it so that we can work with coloring it. Oh, and I've got another stamp on here from the last thing I did, so I need to remove it. Have to wash it up. But I'm just going to try and stamp this real nicely and hopefully get a good stamping with it. So we'll make sure this is tucked in real good on this side so that if I have to re-stamp, we'll know exactly where it's at. So just giving it a little, yeah, it stamped fairly well, but I am going to go ahead and re-ink and press again, just so I can get a real good stamp. Okay, let's see how this does. Hopefully this will be enough that we can just work with it. I think that looks good. I'm going to be able to work with that. Okay, so I'll just clean my stamp off and get it off of here. And then I'm going to grab I think I'll use my Tri-Blend markers. I'll grab those and we'll just begin coloring. Okay, so I think what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this green turquoise blend, and then I'm going to use this purple blend. And I've, chose that just based off of the colors that I'm going to use for my background patterns. So I thought these two would work with my paper, and that's what I'm going to use. So Now this, I thought, oh, I'll kind of use this for some inspiration, but you can see there are some definite differences in the camper. The curtains are a little different, the top's different than that, but I was just kind of getting an idea how they had decorated that just to kind of cheat, but I don't think it's going to be relevant because it's a little bit different. So, I'm thinking I am going to use the purple at the bottom, and then maybe the curtains will be teal, and maybe the little stripe will be teal. I think that's how I'm going to go with this. So I will just start with the purple. And I'm not an expert colorist by any means. I'm just learning. These tri-blend markers do help because you don't have to decide what colors you want. They're all together. You've got you a dark, a mid, and then a light. So it's kind of all figured out already for you. So you don't have to sit there and look at your markers and try and decide what would be a good mid and so on. So that is helpful to me. And like I said, I am not by any means do I deem myself a colorist. I'm just trying to practice and maybe get a little bit better as I go. So if you're like me and not as skilled at coloring, you might try these tri-blend markers because they work pretty well. So there's my dark, and then I'm going to go dark to light. I learned off of some of my YouTubers that, you know, that's kind of how you're supposed to do it. So I'm trying to take their advice and do that, and hopefully that dark will blend because I got up a little high there. I think it will. I've been pretty pleased since I've gotten these markers that you know, they do help me because I'm not as comfortable with the coloring as maybe I should be to be making a YouTube video. Anyway, so that's kind of how I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to use my lightest and come in and go over this. And just on this, I'm going to do the whole area because the lighter will kind of lighten up the dark and help kind of give you those shadows and blend everything in. So hopefully that'll be all right. I don't know. I'm not even, you know, certain on what areas should be shaded darker than the other areas and so on. But I just try to do what I think, and then if I need to blend a little more or add a little more or whatever, I do that. So that's what I try to do. I think I'm going to go back with my mid-tone. And maybe add a little bit more, some spots. And then I'll come back through and with my light again. And we'll see how that works. See what kind of a blend we get. I suppose that's not totally bad, not perfect, but not completely bad. I did get out of lines down here a little bit, and I am content to show you my errors because none of us are perfect, and I'm sure that at times you have some mistakes when you're crafting as well. So it looked like I had a little bit of bleeding on that ink. Maybe that wasn't the right ink to use. Okay, so on the trim, I think I'm just going to do, well, I haven't really tested out. Let me get some scrap here. I've got some scrap here. I haven't really tested out these colors, which was probably a mistake. And then the dark is this one. So I think I'm definitely going to go with a light on the trim and just use it completely. I think that'll best match my card. So it's not perfect, but let me know what you think. Welcome any comments you have on my shading or any recommendations, things that would be more helpful. I think my problem there was I normally start light and go dark, and I went dark and went light, so I did that backwards. And that probably had something to do with my shading not being exactly like I want it. But I think it'll be all right. I'll tell you what we'll do. Because I thought this would be a little more purple than pink. But let me lay it on here and see how that looks with the, because there is quite a bit of pink in that paper pad as well. So I think that'll be all right. I think it'll work. I just need to get it fussy cut out. So let me grab my scissors. Okay, and I'm not, these are just Cricut, just the Cricut scissors. And that's what I've got, so that's what I'm going to use. And I am not very good at fussy cutting, so I'm just gonna get started at this. Okay, I got a little braver than I probably should have trying to fussy cut that out, but I wound up using my knife to try and trim it up a little bit. So it's not exact, but I don't think it's too bad considering I don't like to fussy cut. Don't do it that much, and I think it came out all right. So we've got that ready. Okay, so I just need to clean up my mess a little bit and get organized, and we'll start laying our card elements together. Okay, so I have got a top folding card base ready. I just split 8.5 by 11.5, and I just need to score this at 5.5 for my card. So I've just got my score body, which it just reminds me, I always forget to link my score buddy in my description box. I need to remember to do that. And then, actually, I think I went the wrong way with that. I need to go like that. I'll just use this to kind of flatten it out a little bit. So we've got our card base ready. Now, I've got these panels of paper picked out. This one I'm just going to do full size, I think. I don't really need any white peeking out because I am going to have multiple layers. So I'm just going to lay this one directly down on my card base. And I'm going to use my Score Buddy. I'll drag it back in because it does help me line up, because I don't always do a fabulous job. Make sure my card is in the right direction. Yes, okay. And then get that in there, and then this will help me to line it up, because I sometimes struggle with getting it lined up exactly how I need to. So if you do that, you can get it lined up easier. That will work out well. So I've got the base to my card. Now this obviously is too big, so I don't like to use my paper trimmer on the paper just because I need a new blade. And so I will use one of my dies and cut it out to the size that I want, and it'll make a nice little framed edge on it. So I'm just using my Spellbinders A2 Matting Basics. I probably talk about these in every video because I use them on every card practically. Yeah, I just want a little bit of that blue peeking out there. And then that'll be about the right size. So I'm going to use that particular size there, and I can tell you roughly what it is. Okay, it looks like it's about 3 3/4. Yeah, it's probably, and then let's see, and maybe 5 1/4 is what it looks like it is. So I'll go ahead and get this on my panel and get it die cut out. So I'll do that real quickly, and then I'll be right back. Okay, and while I was at it, I went ahead and used a die and cut this panel down as well so that they'll fit within there. And you can see it has a nice little framed edge on there. It has it on the paper piece as well, but you can't see it as easily with that patterned paper. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to lay this down very simply. Now this I don't get to use my Score Buddy for, so I'm going to have to just try and line it up as best as I can. Get it as even as I can just with my eyes, trying to get it lined up. That doesn't look too bad. I think that'll be all right. So I've got my patterned paper. So isn't that paper cute? I just think it's really, really cute. Just the little VW bus. I've always loved those buses. And then here's the tints like I had in my last card video. So that's cute as well. And then basically the same thing. We're just going to, I'm not going to raise my panels. I'm just going to do the same thing and line it up, you know, as best I can to get it fairly even. And that's close. It probably could have gone up just a little bit. But there's that. Now I need to start thinking about my elements. Now I know, you know, that I want to put this on there, I think. And I need to figure out what else. I did have some elements laid aside over here. And I'm going to just kind of fool around with them and see what I think. I had Say Yes to New Adventures. I thought that was kind of cute. Maybe even the sunshine. I don't know why I had the flower out. I don't think I want to use that. But I'm just going to kind of look through here and see if there are any other elements that I want to use. Just kind of give you a feel for what all's in here. So obviously we have the campers and some wood stumps. That's kind of cute. Got leaves. There's a butterfly. That would be kind of cute. Little backpack. Little tea kettle. Okay. Perfect match. These are the kayaks. I think I mentioned the kayaking, and then a little map. There are some little animals too that are cute. That would be kind of cute. Little picnic on a bicycle. That's kind of cute as well. Okay, well, I'm not going to, you know, look at every single one of them on camera, but just kind of giving you a feel for the types of things that are in here. That's cute too. So I'll find some things and decide where we're going to go, and we'll come back and lay them down. Okay, so I did a little searching through the ephemera, and I've decided to just keep it simple and go with this. I did find this piece here, which I could have used, but I colored this one. And then as I was looking, I realized I didn't color the curtains, and I probably would like to color the edge around there. So I'm going to grab maybe a purple that might look a little bit like more like my purple here. I'm not certain, but I think I'm going to use that and just color in my curtains and make them purple, and then tie in that purple color. That probably would have been a better color for my camper to match my panel, but not everything has to match. I think I might need a real light gray to color in the window, just to make that, because that, if you looked at that, it wouldn't really be white inside the window. So I'm going to just kind of add a little gray to it just to kind of make that look a little different. And to be honest, there probably should be a little bit of dimension there because of the shading of the curtains or whatever. So I am gonna add some shading to that just to try and make that look a little bit more dimensional. And then I'll just go back over with my light and blend it. I keep getting that chisel tip there that I don't want, so I'm just gonna kind of blend that in, and I think that'll be all right. Then the other thing I'm thinking about doing is taking this black marker and maybe going around where the tire is. I feel like maybe that would look a little bit better if I did that. Just kind of went around there and filled the tire in. And I'm also thinking I might be able to blend that edge in around there if I just go around it, and then you won't see where I've fussy cut so much. We'll just make that black all the way around. I don't know if it'll improve the look of my camper or not, but that's what I'm going to do. And then right there, we're going to be very, very small area there. I don't know if this is necessary or not, but probably not. I think most crafters use the white edge, but I decided that I would like to go around there on that white edge and just kind of fill it in. So that's what I've done. So there's my camper. All right. So now we just need to layer elements down. What I was thinking was using maybe, one of these for the sentiments. It says, say yes to new adventures on there, which I'm going to use that. And then maybe enjoy the things you love. So let's just start laying stuff down and we'll go from there. I think I'm going to lay my camper flat. Do I want to lay it flat? And then maybe set this up a little bit. I think that's how we'll do it. So we'll just get some glue on there and lay it down. I'm going to use my glue on it. So I got some little pieces there. think I'm gonna kind of make that in the center there. Tuck my hitch down. And then I'll go ahead and go back to my dots here. I think I'm going to, sometimes I do this. I'm gonna get some yucky scissors. And I'm just gonna cut the edge of this off and use it so that I'll have some longer pieces for this sign. I think what I'll do is I'll just cut it right in half. And then I can put it across there, like that, and there. And then basically I'm using, you know, this extra piece here that you would generally throw away, but why not use it? I mean, get your full money's worth out of it. So that's what I'm gonna do. You can get a hold of that. The other thing I do at times is I'll actually cut these squares in half just to make them smaller as needed. And I think I left that one a little bit long, so I need to cut a little bit of that off. And I'll be able to use it at the top. I can get it off my finger. There we go. And then the other little piece that I cut off of there, I'm gonna cut it down some more and use it at the bottom. Oops, looks like I need to straighten that up. When I cut it, I must have laid it down crooked. So there's that. Cut this down. Straighten that up on there. Okay, now if I can get it unstuck to my hand. So I'm gonna put it like that so that it'll be over my camper. I think that'll be cute. And then we'll just lay our sunshine down and our butterfly. I think I said I'm going to use Enjoy the Things You Love. And just put it on there like that and lay that down. So it is a sticker, but I added some glue just to make sure that it stays down. So that's a simple card. The last card I made with this kit was kind of a masculine card. This one, you know, kind of has the pink and the different on there, so it's a little bit, it looks like I need to add a little bit more glue there. I'm gonna get that laid down a little better. Now my glue's gonna peek out, I think. Clean that up. That glue will dry clear. So there is the outside of my card. And now I just want to work on putting something on the inside. Okay, for the inside of the card, I just want to keep it really simple. So I think I'm just going to stamp in black. Get this thing down here. And I think I am going to stamp inside of it these two stamps that come with the thing. It says Life is a Journey, and I'll just kind of center that in there. And then underneath it, I'm going to say, just roll with it. And I think that'll be cute, those two things together. I almost wonder, yeah. Hopefully that'll work like that. And we'll get that down where we need to get it. Pick up our stamping positioner. And again, neither of these dies have been, or stamps have been used. So just rubbing my finger across them and getting them ready. And then I'm just going to take this Memento Black, Tuxedo Black ink and carefully stamp them. And hopefully we'll get a good stamp. The smaller one is quite a bit finer than the other one. So we may have to stamp them twice. Make sure that's right where we want it. Yeah, it looks like it's definitely going to need stamped twice. Yeah, I see that journey is pretty rough, so that's why we use a Misty. Man, we used to do Stampin' Up! Type stuff way back in the day, and it's like you could never get a stamp to look good, and this Misty is just a game changer. So that's another thing I don't think I usually generally log in my description box is the Misty. So I'll have to do that. You can see I'm going to have to get that J and that L in the life. So I'm thankful for the Misty so that I can just keep stamping until I get it where I want it. And I'm trying to move my stamp pad in different areas to get it really inked up well. I'm still not that journey part. Let's see how this does and see if we're getting closer. We're getting there, but not where I want it to be yet. So I don't know. Tell me if you have the same problems sometimes with the newer stamps, getting them to stamp. It's still just the J and the O, I think, that really... Maybe my ink pad isn't juicy enough to get it, but I'll just give it a push on those particular areas that aren't... Okay, I think I'm happy with that now. So we've got our card. Say yes to new adventures, enjoy the things you love, and then on the inside it says life is a journey, just roll with it. And that could have possibly been a little bit straighter, but there we go. That's my card. Using the Time Offline card kit from Spellbinders, September 22, linked in the description box. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Consider subscribing, and I welcome any comments that you have. Thank you. Have a great day.